You like that, eh, Dean?
Oh, he's such a boy.
Right. It's like, what the?
Oh, what a boy. How could you? You feel ashamed, don't you?
I thought you'd like that since it's your
I
dog.
love it. Yeah. I just wonder, because there's two things there. Rhett just sent a photo. I've never seen this video of, was that the day one?
Day one.
Of when back in 2020, when they brought home a little puppy dog.
Your adopted homie.
Yeah, the dog that's living in my house.
They got left on your front step.
When it got, but it arrived at Rhett's house. What a little boy. Oh, don't show it.
Got to. Yeah. What a cutie.
You took a quick little leak there.
Did you just piss all over yourself?
Oh, yeah.
I had to go. Road trip.
Is Shoveler on power washing duties in the summer? Does that fall under the same file?
What the hell's going on in my yard? Don't show anymore. That's my house and shit. Get it off.
Got some walls and a door, yeah.
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 See, that's how we you start with some positives, right? It's to kind
we're
of
always positive.
deflect from a pretty sobering game last night. Here's a puppy video.
Look at this.
There's also the whole
beauty.
Yeah.
Boomer doesn't like humans but loves dogs. That's a good way to start.
Oh,
What else?
Loves
Here's
dogs.
also I have a question. So, like, if I went and got another dog, does that make me more deranged and idiotic, or no? Oh, okay.
not at all.
More
I mean,
mature.
if that dog shows up on Dean's doorstep, then yes.
And Dean
Yeah,
would take it.
Of course he would. He loves dogs.
Yeah, I
If
do.
he'd try to trade for one of his humans.
Yeah.
1 for 1. Taylor Hall for Adam Larson.
Maybe. Yeah.
How's your dog? How's your goddamn dog?
He's all right. He's fine. Welcome to the program. This program is a presentation of Bet365. It's the world's largest sports betting platform, and it's going to get a workout this weekend. Oh, get ready. Get ready, 365. I hope you're ready. Download the app. If you haven't already signed up, use the promo code NATION when you do, and just know that whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And, of course, part of the program is always... It's the Super Chat inside the YouTube chat. If you do make a cash donation, we guarantee that message is going to be shown on the show. And then we take that money and send it over to the Youth Centers of Calgary, where they are helping to make a difference in the youth in our city.
Yeah.
Good people doing good things over there.
Work.
Well, I mean,
It's Friday.
it is Friday. I had that. I mean, it's a lot of clips.
Friday
Let's
is
get right.
Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, you know, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
Oh, boy.
Or
More
is it?
positive.
Or is
more-
it Cavalry Day?
It's goddamn Cavalry Day, Ryan. It's
Whoa.
Cavalry Day. Screw Hawaiian
Whoa.
Shirt Day. Tommy Wheeldon Day.
Holy. Take that, Pumas.
The
Incredible.
local soccer team beat a team we've never heard of.
A team in Mexico. It's the first ever time in the history of this country that a Canadian team's beat a Mexican league team. So congratulations to Tommy. If it was a dog, you'd be doing backflips.
Now,
if a dog beat Pumas, you'd be so excited.
So a Canadian team has never beaten a Mexican team.
Not from the CPL, no. So
Well, that's their the distinction there. I'm not trying to take the shine off.
I'll look. I don't know that an MLS side from Canada has. Like, this is a legit thing.
I just saw it in the history of the CPL, which is
7 years.
7 years.
That's a very nice statement for a league 7 years old to beat a Mexican side with the history that Pumas has.
Dean.
Sure is.
Now, if the Cavalry's playing out of the CPL, are they representing Canada? So is the rest of Canada behind us?
You're goddamn right they are. Also, Forge is playing, but they lost their opening leg to a Mexican side. Monterrey, I believe.
What? Who else is playing?
Forge is in there because they won the regular season. Cavs are in there because they won the final.
So if you
2 representatives from the CPL, numerous Mexican sides. I think there's about a dozen MLS teams. You got teams from the tropics in there as well.
Well, you're losing.
Costa Rican team as well.
I'll go to Costa Rica. If they get to Dean in, if the CPL Cavalry X spreadsheet, WestJet team.
Yeah.
Makes it a matchup against the Costa Ricans.
Right. Also, they are playing in Mexico City next week. I really want to go to Mexico
not
City.
going there.
What?
No.
Oh,
you go there with your shirt on, kid.
Not going to go with my shirt if I go, but I'll go to Mexico City.
Yeah.
I get stabbed and bags of piss thrown on me.
I'll be completely upfront.
Mm-hmm.
I will go to Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not going to get to the game.
Yeah, it'll be like the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament.
But we'll go fishing.
Well, no,
yeah, I'll go and I'll hang out.
You'll wear a jersey, go fishing, take
sure.
some.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, congrats to Tommy Wheeldon Jr. Just continuing to add to his already impressive resume.
Well, here's the problem, though.
Oh,
he gone.
You know
what?
He
gone?
He was almost gone. TFC was hiring for
exactly. He's doing too good. He's not going to stick.
He's going to coach his way out of Calgary. I don't like that at all.
Team, come on.
Yeah, maybe. Is there big money to be had?
Coaching MLS?
Is there big money at stake?
The largest sport on planet Earth? Yeah, there's a bit of dough around it.
I was just curious because money talks.
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
we could put together a little one of those fundraiser, the online things. Get some money.
GoFundMe,
run a bingo or a casino night
to keep
a meat raffle to keep Tommy.
Keep Tommy.
Rhett's had some great success with these meat raffles.
My meat raffle idea. It's kind of.
He's explained it 1,000 times. I still don't know it works.
I still don't really get it, but I do believe it's a great time.
I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Man, let's what time we got? Yeah. We got Dregs coming up, I assume. But we should probably talk about, the thing.
How deep do we want to dive?
Well, you know what? McLeod Law.
Mm-hmm.
Time for the opening statements from McLeod Law. Whatever your situation, we've talked about Peter Klein for years. He is the very best. If it's a disability insurance claim issue that you're dealing with, maybe you've been injured. Now all of a sudden, hey, where's my insurance company that I've been paying into? And it's, hey, we've got your back. And then I can't seem to really, you get Peter Klein involved. That's what you do. He is the very best. He'll get you the peace of mind and the benefits that you've paid for and deserve. McLeod-law.com. Sobering night yet again. I think I used that word the other day. It was like, oh, okay, yeah. It was another one of a kind of night for the Flames at the Dome through the first period. They're up 1-0. The goal goes in. Hey, no offside. Perfect.
Chips. Don't be cheating. Chips
1-0. Saw Chips yesterday.
Good guy.
Shook the man's hand. Anyway, but then the second period started. Damn, boy. Damn. Shit.
That Natchez deal's looking okay the more I watch it.
Yeah. Shot 17-4. They get 3 goals. And I'll say this, don't look back. I think that there was the Flames did score in the third and they got some shots on goal, but it really felt like Colorado felt like we've got 3. That's probably going to be enough to win. We'll get another one maybe along the way, but let's just tuck this sucker, tuck it into bed and call it a night.
Gil McCarlike's coming home, I think. Okay, noticed him a bit.
Yeah,
I feel like that was a miss on our part.
Yeah, that was an automatic. He was going to score at least one.
Yeah.
Natchez, I looked up at one point in like early the 30, he had 7 shots already. I'm like, holy, he is fitting in okay.
Better than I thought.
He's getting comfy. Yeah. It's like when you get a new pair of shoes or jeans or whatever, once they start to get worn in a little bit, it's like, ooh, these are great.
I've got new slips. They're feeling good, Dean.
You have a phone, Ryan. You have a phone.
I'm just trying to message Jack since he's not in the studio here. I pulled the game logs for Natchez and Rantanen, and it's very early. There's no time to declare winners.
It's very early.
But it's safe to say the Avs, they were betting that Natchez could come in and give them similar production to Rantanen on the top line. He's been bleeping awesome. I think he's at 8 points through 7 games. He's getting a ton of shots. And, it's also early on the other side. He's playing with his best friend, Sebastian Aho, but it's been real quiet for Rantanen through 6 games.
Right hand, left hand. It all comes down to right hand, left hand shots.
Handedness.
Yeah. Natchez 3 goals, 5 helpers in those 7 games. And yeah, it looks like it's picking up steam. And it has not yet fit in for Carolina. And they're not winning, which doesn't help. So I think they probably will at some point, but
I agree.
so far the returns are in, and it looks just fine for the Avalanche, to be fair, who got crushed universally in this in the media world for this trade. Anyway, it's not about that. Flames, they have lost 3 of 4 and 5 of 7. They have played some very good teams, and against those very good teams, they have not fared very well. Is that fair to say? The Washingtons, the Torontos, and Colorados of the world that are I think we view them as, even though Colorado is where they are, they were a championship team not long ago. I think
they're high skilled. Although we looked at their lineup yesterday, and we weren't intimidated.
Yeah,
top heavy.
Well, that's why we're on the internet.
Top's pretty good though. No, it was the Walensky and all these, the bottom half of that roster they'll add to, and I think that's why they wanted Jack Drury too. He's gives them more depth. They're also missing a bunch of guys with injury. You didn't have Nichushkin last night or Manson on the back end.
Walensky, wasn't that his old man that owned the car parts company in Tommy Boy or whatever it was?
Mm-hmm.
Walensky Auto,
Zelensky,
making American parts.
Get some ice for this guy's marbles, and let's get some bubbly. What are you doing, lady?
Do we fare better if Ball? I mean, how much impact does Ball have?
I think he's a significant piece because they haven't been able to replace what he does. You need someone steady to play with Rasmus and Uyghur, and they have no one steady on the left side. I'd like them to try Solovyov. But you just need someone who's quiet and holds the fort, and that's what he does. Yeah,
they got Solovyov into a practice. Well, I mean, there's a morning skate yesterday.
He'll be in on Saturday, I bet.
I know. Well, let's get to someone who's not on the internet, who's actually respected and very good at what he does. It's the Crystal Water Plumbing and Heating Insider Hotline. 23 years of experience. Rubbing elbows with Crystal Waters yesterday. Good guys. Good guys. And I'll tell you what, they're the best. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. They what's that?
Are they getting the barn burner bump?
They're getting the barn burner bump. They really are. Yeah, things are going well. Call them at 403-219-4100 or check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com. Your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Our insider, TSN Hockey Insider, Darren Dreger, joins us here at the show. Hello, Dregs. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, no complaints. Nice. Short sleep. We had the regional game. Right. I wanted whoever was responsible for picking Toronto at Seattle last night fired because it was a 10 o'clock Eastern start.
That's right. Yeah.
Toronto at Calgary, 9 o'clock. No problem with that. I mean, people are going to watch that, an all Canadian matchup, but Toronto at Seattle, taking one for the team. But no, aside from being sleep deprived, all good, ready for the weekend.
See, that tells you how, I mean, that's you've got that tough Saskatchewan in you. We piss and moan when it's an 8:30 start in Anaheim or something. It's like 8:30. What the hell are we talking about? Well, the griping since we've not had to get up to do morning radio has been a little bit easier to take.
Different. Sure.
We are ones, we are very soft.
Yeah, leave that for Sportsnet. See, well, who does that? Because this is the thing out here where they're all the regional, everything's on Sportsnet. Out there, you get the TSN package, you get the Sportsnet package. I mean, that's a huge draft error right there.
Oh, I get it. And look, it could have been horse trading, right? In some sort of competition with Sportsnet where they say, okay, we'll give you that Calgary game on Tuesday, but in order to get the Calgary game, you've got to take that Thursday Seattle. With all due respect to the Kraken, it's just
that's right.
I don't know. I mean, you guys know. Eastern Canada stirs the NHL drink. So how many poor Toronto Maple Leafs fans would have stayed up until 1 a.m. to watch the conclusion of that one?
God, that's late. Yeah.
Not great.
At 3-1, you're probably head to pillow. And that was what, second period?
Yeah, I mean, for a good chunk of it, you're thinking, okay, well, maybe Anthony Stolarz can hold on to the shutout. What a story that would be, coming back, first game since December 12th, I think. But beyond that, there wasn't a whole lot of intrigue in that one. But, the break is right around the corner, right? Games tonight, games tomorrow. Weirdly, and I'm not going to drive the conversation this way, but weirdly, there's 2 games on Sunday before the Four Nations break. And one of them includes,
on Super Bowl Sunday.
Well,
before this break.
Yeah, I should look at the times. They could be afternoon games for all I know here. Hold on.
Either way, I didn't mean to derail you there.
No, I guess the point is, yeah, they're both afternoon games. So you've got Utah at Washington and the Lightning taking on the Canadians in Montreal at 1 o'clock Eastern. Well, Washington has no players involved in the Four Nations, so they don't give a rat's you-know-what about the NHL schedule. They're just booking holidays. They're good for the break. So we're waiting now on Sidney Crosby. So the news sounds more progressive, and Canada is encouraged because he was a participant in full practice today. So they're encouraged. That's the word. They're not going to make the call. It doesn't sound like they're going to make that call until they have to on Monday, give them the weekend to work through. But let's say for S and giggles here that Mark Scheifele would be the guy who would replace Sidney Crosby if Sid can't go. Scheifele, I was told he's got a trip booked and he's leaving tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah.
And he wants to play for his country, obviously. So he's got to wait now until the conclusion of those Sunday games and probably until Monday afternoon until they make the full declaration. So he's supposed to go somewhere warm and sunny. Is he going to get a game of golf in on Sunday, waiting for those games? I mean, Hagel, I don't know if Seravalli's going to play. He didn't play last night. Hagel, Seravalli, and Braden Point are the three Tampa Bay players playing Sunday afternoon. So it's just weird that the NHL would have those two games scheduled on Super Bowl Sunday when you know you're going into the break. I mean, as condensed as the schedule is, they couldn't squeeze two games in, you know, somewhere. At some point. I don't know. The whole
It's the same thing for Mackenzie Weegar, Dregs. They're going to replace Pietrangelo. They said, oh, we'll make that announcement Monday. And it's like, well, Weegs is going to be on a PJ Saturday night or Sunday morning going to the tropics, I'm guessing. Like, that you're putting these guys in a tough spot because they do want to probably – you know, that's not a guy that's had a ton of opportunies to play for his country. He was a captain
and wants
of the World
to,
Championships
obviously.
and loved it.
Yeah.
He's a guy that you don't worry about the fatigue of that whole thing. But you also, you know, you understand that he's got family, he's got plans, he's probably got tens of thousands of dollars spent already.
Sure. Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one. It is, and I'm a bit surprised that the Players Association, there's got to be an easy explanation for it, but the PA, you know, wants to make sure all the creature comforts are there from a player's perspective. Clearly that's a part of what they do. So to have this one kind of fall through the cracks like that is a bit weird. It's a bit strange.
I'm not saying it because
I'll say what Rhett won't say. He doesn't think the players give a rat's ass. And I definitely
about the Four Nations.
Yeah. But I also watched highlights of the 96 World Cup today. And that again,
when was that?
96, the 96 World Cup.
Thanks, dickhead. What time of year?
I think it was the fall, if I remember, which I agree is better time.
August.
Big difference.
Big difference. You're getting ready for the year. You're not beat the shit by the season.
And we hadn't seen the Olympics at that point, right? This was the first. Like, what was the time?
Yeah, you're right. It was the 2 years before the Olympics.
Yeah, it had been years and years, like Rendezvous 87 or whatever the hell it was.
It was in prime time. It wasn't at 2 a.m. in Nagano. Like, it was unreal. And that's what they're trying to build, fellas. They want that back. And they're not starting with it. I know. And I don't like the time of year. I know. But that is what they are trying to build. A tournament that when you watch the highlights, which I have today later,
from experience. You're speaking from fandom, which is great. And they want to build it and this and that. And the world was different in 96 and it was different in 86 and 7 and 72. Yeah. All that is irrelevant. I'm speaking from sitting in the dressing room, looking at the schedule going, holy F.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the time off than do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not everyone. I'm not.
I agree with
Captain
that. September's way better.
I'm not like I'm a different, but there has to be guys saying the right thing. Yeah, I want to. And in the back of their heads going, Mexico's real nice right now. Real good.
And then
how about the whole team going? Everyone's hanging out.
How about the flip side of the event too, right? Like we're focused on, you know, okay, it's a break for the majority of NHL players. For the fortunate group, you know, they're going to say the right things. They want to play for their country and all that. So the Florida Panthers, what do they have? 7 or 8 participants in the Four Nations. So there's a reasonable chance that several of their players are going to go to the end of this event. right? So now they've got 2 days between the end of the Four Nations and playing their next regular season game. So if we're willing to give the event the benefit of the doubt and expect that, okay, Canada, US, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a physical battle out there. And I don't know, maybe that's expecting too much because, again, we want to make historical references to how great the international level of play can be.
It's not too much. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, go ahead.
The individual, your competition, once you're in that game, you're going for broke. So they will compete their asses off. Once you're there doing it, you don't want to look across at those guys and hear an anthem or see no. Once you're there, you're all in. I believe that fully.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess think about the number of games of the Florida Panthers, and this isn't a woe is me for the Florida Panthers. They're happy. Paul Maurice is not complaining even a little bit. I mean, I might complain on behalf of Paul Maurice how is he not involved with Team Canada in any capacity? I mean, all they do is win in Florida, and he's had a pretty good run as a head coach. But it's just there's so much at stake here. There's so much. You think of the games that the Florida Panthers have played in the last 2-3 years?
Yeah, final, and now this. Yeah,
bonkers. But again, this is how athletes can be programmed, right? The schedule has been condensed for the last number of years. So they're now used to it where you get maybe 2-3 practices a month. That's what they're used to now. So going into this event, playing at a high level, coming back, maybe having one day off, light skate, then maybe you take the optional or a morning skate, and then you're playing a game. Yeah, nobody's worried about it. Nobody's worried about
it. If you are the Florida Panthers or another team, do you give those guys longer? And can you? And then it comes back to, well, what about the fans that are paying for those tickets?
Agreed.
The NBA and the whatever the hell they call it.
And winning the division, right? Like they're in a dogfight with the Leafs and who knows? There's still plenty of hockey left. I'm looking forward to the Four Nations. I am, but I'm almost looking forward to it as much of being unsure as to what we're going to see and what we can expect. It frustrates me that it's not best on best. It can't be when you don't have Leon Draisaitl or David Pastrnak or some of the great players, including the Russians, involved. I understand current events and the state of the world and why Russia won't be allowed back in, at least from a double IHF perspective, for another year. The IOC may have something different to say about that with the Olympics looming, but it just seems more like a forced event on everybody. But if that's the case and we're entertained by it as a fan, then the end result is what they're after, and that's generating more revenue. That's what it's all about.
I hope the hockey's good because the rest you can fix. You can move it to another time of year. You can add more teams. You can put it in different cities. You can price the tickets differently. You can do everything different as long as the hockey's good. If the hockey's no good, it's big problems for the PA and the NHL trying to grow this thing.
Yeah. We know what the cap projections are for the next 3 years, so they must be fairly confident that the revenues are going to continue to climb and climb and climb.
I've been trying to think of an analogy or a comparison from a movie or something where you take an old athlete and you whip him back into shape to come and try and save the day, because that's where we're at with Warner. We're filling him full of steroids and getting him on the treadmill because we need him back on the Flames blue line, because last night there was at least half of it that's AHL caliber stuff. We got Jake Bean, we got Joel Hanley, we got Daniil Miramanov. It's a fucking mess, Dregs, and it's coming. And depending on which side you're on, for some fans, Flames have lost 5 of 7. They've played top teams and have not looked good against them. They lost to the Wings, who, in fairness, since Boxing Day, have had one of the best records, if not the best record in the league.
7 in a row, best record in the league since Clemens taken over.
Winnipeg, Washington, Toronto, Colorado have all either come through or hosted the Flames and really had a good time doing it.
Yeah.
And it's been hard to watch. And Conroy makes the trade last week for players, and I know there's some fans that are frightened to death that he's going to do it again to get some help on the blue line. They need help on the blue line, but it's that mucky middle that they're in again. And I guess I'm just curious. I'm curious what Conroy is going to do here. There is no trade freeze, right? Over the 4 nations?
No restrictions. I mean, there might be like you're not going to upstage the National Hockey League in a spectacle event by, loading up with another blockbuster. But we did see, the Ottawa Senators in Game 7 last year trade for Linus Ullmark, right? So anything is possible. It all depends on when you're able to execute. I don't honestly, Dean, I don't hear a ton around the Calgary Flames looking for defense, but they have to be, right? I mean, anytime you ask the general managers, they'll say the same thing. We're adding pieces on depth, front, on the back end, all that. It is curious, though, that they make that deal with Philadelphia, and there's a defenseman there in Ristolainen who I'm reasonably convinced he's going to get traded. It's going to be a good chunk, just simply based on he's got a little bit of term left in his deal. But I wonder if he was part of even a bigger conversation, or if it was simply moving the deck chairs in the way that they did with Farabee and Morgan Frost coming in. And I like those guys. We talked about this last week. I like those players, but acquiring good quality defense, unless you're the Vancouver Canucks, it's a bit of a challenge.
Canucks, meanwhile, 5-1-1 guys in their last 7. Like they're winning a different way. It's 3-0 over the Avs. They're 2-1 in overtime. Like they're going to get comfy winning low scoring games. It looks like under Tocchet.
Yeah. And I mean, they've got Thatcher Demko going now too, right?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. But we don't have to do a deep dive on the Vancouver Canucks blue line. But when you look at it as a whole, that's an impressive group, and they might be good on that back end for a while. Considering some of the pieces that they've got coming, including Victor Mancini, who they acquired from the New York Rangers, who's touted as being a really, really good defenseman. So that's fine by Tocchet. Don't forget Adam Foote, Gonchar, all those guys with influence in the decisions of Tocchet and how that team plays. You darn right, they're going to lean on their goaltender, but they're going to have structure in their game. And they have to, because the reality is they still have the same issue. Like Elias Petterson isn't doing anything more than he did prior to JT Miller getting traded. And that's a problem. And that's again, why the Vancouver Canucks don't have a choice but to try and land another decent center. So there are more assets that are going to leave Vancouver moving forward.
Yeah. What I saw this morning, 1 assist in four games or something for Petterson here this week. So that hasn't changed. It's funny. You look at the Rangers have been better with Miller since the trade, and the Canucks have been better without him. Like, you guys could, the Rangers have stunk before Christmas. You guys could have done this in November and probably just saved both of yourselves a whole lot of headache.
Well, and I'll tell you this, Vancouver would say they were happy to do this in December anyway. Yeah. But Chris Drury didn't want to have to give up both the first round pick, which they used in the Pittsburgh deal, and Victor Mancini. He was willing to part with one of those, but not both. And they finally caved, being the New York Rangers, and they made the deal that they could have made several weeks ago.
Yeah.
What is Petterson out there though? Is the jury out for a guy making, how much is he making? 11 and a half? And we don't know what he is? How's what?
Yeah. That truly is the enigma that Elias Petterson is. They believe he's coming into his prime, still a young-ish player. They believe he can be a 100-plus point guy again. Not based on what we're seeing, but that's what they believe when they look at the talent level. I mean, guys, this. I mean, it's so difficult to get stronger in season as a player. If you don't put in the work in the off season, and really all you're doing is maintaining, aren't you, Rhett, throughout the course of the year? Like you're trying to stay healthy.
Yeah, everyone's got a different build. Some guys are trying to maintain weight. Some guys are trying not to put on weight because there's food all around, right? But it's the same thing. You're just trying to maintain one way or the other.
And the knock on Petey is that he's just physically not strong. and has no lower body strength. Like, so, just simple body positioning, battling for pucks. He gets pushed out of the play a fair bit. So, he's relying on his hockey IQ, his vision, and his hands. And, if the will to compete isn't there, and you haven't necessarily put in that strengthening work in the off season, it's going to come and bite you. And it kind of feels like that's where Petterson is.
I'd be calling up Kyle Connor's nutritionist and whoever's, is it squats? What are we doing, Kyle? Because
he's wiry, man.
There's nothing to him, and he's a tough son of a bitch to play against. And can he score? Yeah.
Well, and there's an intestinal fortitude there too, right? A fire that burns in the belly. And then look, let's give Petterson the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it'll come in time. But his time in Vancouver, again, has to be running out. Maybe it doesn't happen between now and the deadline because of everything they've done already. But I still think they're open to clean the slate. They want to give him time. But, how much time? We've got the deadline looming, March 7th. But does it drift into the summer? We'll have to see.
Short month away, right? A couple days
less
in Feb. Like we're into 28 days of the deadline or something like that.
Interesting. I know that everybody's buddy Paul Bissonnette, Biz, taking some heat for criticizing Connor Bedard on the broadcast. I guess it was last night. And I'm not looking to jump on, but I was doing some stuff here in my little room, and I had the game on and was watching. It's like you've got a rookie head coach feels very rookie-ish, right?
Mid-season rookie.
He just doesn't have yet the feel of an NHL head coach, and a first overall pick who's got a world of skill. But I'm kind of on Team Biz on this one. To say it's not going to turn around, but right now it's just kind of, you can see that they're expecting to lose. He's just out there playing the game, turning the puck over, not making smart plays.
Yeah,
it will work itself out. But I don't feel it will with that coach. It just doesn't feel, you feel like it'd be intimidating, I would guess. When you're a new coach, what are you going to do? Start ripping the face of the franchise? Awkward spot for him to be in.
No, and look, I can't appreciate Connor Bedard swinging back, right? I mean, there's no one that's above criticism in pro sport. And that includes, some of the best, and it's still, unclear as to whether Bedard is ever going to be in that category. We know at this age, he's not that. He's got a lot more work to do. And it wasn't that long ago, Mark Messier, Hall of Famer, called him out for a play that he made or something that had happened. And so, to go after Bissonnette in the fashion that he did, I can understand and appreciate it based on his level of frustration. And he's tired of being, to a degree, a media punching bag. But Bissonnette's job on that panel is to call it as he sees it. He's not just comedic relief, right? He's not the clown on the panel. This guy played in the National Hockey League, and so he knows what he's talking about. And if that's what he sees, then that's what he's paid to deliver. So Connor's going to have to get used to it, because if his skin is that thin, there's a lot more coming from, heavier, kind of analysts and whatnot than Paul Bissonnette, because Paul Bissonnette, as he's proven time and time again, is more player friendly, no matter the caliber of player than not.
See, I put this on the organization a ton. Who have they given him to play with? Right now he's playing with Ryan Donato, who's been a fourth liner and on waivers for like a half decade. And Landon Slaggert, who's played less than 25 games in his life. Those are the guys they've given.
I agree, man.
And it's like, oh, well, Nick Foligno's here. It's like, great. So you can watch a guy that 7 years ago was a really good player and he's tough and he's a good leader. Okay. But like, who's he actually going to play with? Like, name the best guy he could play with. And then they fired the coach that they raved about when it was like, it wasn't going. So like, what did you expect with this roster?
And a good coach too. Like Luke
and a guy
was
that
a
you
respected
raved
coach.
about and talked about how great he was. And then quick hook there. Like, why does Chicago think they were going to be good? Look at the roster.
And running out of assets too, right? Like, at what point, the Seth Jones rumors are going to continue to percolate, right? There's a good chance he gets traded. I wouldn't have him top 10, I don't think, on a trade bait graphic because of that contract. But, if you're trading these pieces out, you got to get something that matters back, right? Like, so they're involved in that trade that ends up having Rantanen go to the Colorado Avalanche. And I heard somewhere that Chicago didn't even know who they were retaining on.
Yeah.
Which is ludicrous.
Just knew the dollar amount.
Yeah, but I mean, like what? You're not going to Puckpedia and calling it. Here's 50% of a salary that I'm retaining on an unrestricted free agent pending. Like, who is it?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about here? And then you trade Taylor Hall for nothing. And again, we can debate whether or not Taylor Hall has any game left. To throw him in at that point for a 3rd round pick coming back or whatever it turned out to be, that's just not asset management to me. It isn't. I'm sorry. It just isn't, because you get closer to the trade deadline. How do you know? Maybe Taylor has a good run. Maybe somebody has an unexpected injury. I don't know. But we've seen some players that you thought were out of gas all of a sudden get a 2nd round pick in return on deadline day because, player A, B, C, D aren't available. So I guess I better grab E because I need a winger to help me out. It's bizarre what's going on and what's been allowed to go on in Chicago.
Rhett, do guys in the room care what? I mean, obviously care, but do they focus on what the return is? Because I'm thinking if I'm in the Hawks room, be like, well, there goes Taylor Hall. And what would we get back? Not a player. That's a terrible deal. So we lose a guy and the deal makes no sense. I just feel like that'd be salt in the wound, or do guys even give it crap?
Well, I'm trying to imagine being in that room where the season's over again. And it's kind of, I think that you'd be like, oh, that wasn't, I think the comment would be the same as we're making. You probably could have done better, but it's probably not changing the outlook on the players, right?
No.
Like there's no hope in that room right now. You're grinding through.
Wow.
I'll drop this in, even though I know our chat it comes alive. Oh, when's Oiler talk? But I am curious. There's a little break here. Vegas has, whatever you want to call it, they've come back to earth, hit the skids. The Oilers are now tops in the Pacific and have looked good. And I'm curious what will they do come deadline time? It's still very much win now mode. Vegas and a lot of places have them as the odds-on favorite to be a champion. What will the work be for the Oilers here heading into the deadline?
Dabbling is the way it sounds right now. And, I think they need like a 3rd line, 3rd, 4th line split penalty kill forward. Again, that's, I'm sure the coaches are putting together their wish list, and then they submit that to Stan Bowman, and he goes, well, we can't afford that. Can't afford that. So let's, go down the list here. And they'd like to bolster their blue line. I mean, they bring in Klingberg, and I think that he's been a good ad. Worst case, okay, with the expectation being that he'll get better. But I think that if the right piece is available, they'll get in there. There's been some speculation around their goaltending, and I think that's fair of any top contending team, though, right? If you don't have a legit game-breaking goalie, and there aren't that many that do, and teams recently have won Stanley Cups without that, you're always asking yourself, okay, either one of our goalies, in this case Skinner and Pickard, capable of stealing a game in the Stanley Cup final? And if the answer to that all year long has been no, well, then you have to have conversations with general managers about other possibilities. Is there, aside from John Gibson in Anaheim, who else is available that's going to move the needle for Edmonton, or it's better than Stu Skinner? And I think that that's probably why goaltending isn't top of mind for Stan Bowman, and it's more on defense and that penalty kill forward.
Are they? It sounds like Nurse has had a really nice bounce back season because he was almost unplayable in the playoffs last year. They had to separate him and Ceci or it was over. Broberg was so huge in that they could keep both those guys playing. Is Ty Emberson really a top 4 guy? Has he been good there with him, or is it Klingberg playing there? Like, I still see 3 top 4 defensemen when I look at that roster. You probably want 4 if it's your last year of cheap Draisaitl.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree with that, and I think the hope is, and you're kind of selling that hope when you bring in John Klingberg, is that reality is he's not going to be a top 4 guy, but he can help you on the power play. What if he is a top 4? What if he plays better? What if this hip resurfacing he's had so many hip surgeries, but this is the latest one, right? It's the Patty Kane procedure. What if he says he feels great. So if that's true and he can continue to, work in his game and elevate his play and he slides into that top 4, man, that is terrific because that takes some of the heat off. But I'm with you. When I look at that team, I see the same thing. But they're also running a bit low on assets, frankly, in that organization. And that's where you go back to losing Broberg and Holloway, right? And you had made the McLeod deal. You lose those two guys in the fashion that they did to the offer sheets to the St. Louis Blues. And it takes depth out of your organization, but also takes two tradable assets out of your holster. So everybody has something to work with, but I don't think Edmonton's going to be big game hunting. And when I think a top 4 available D, you have to have the assets where you're taking a piece out of your roster that you can't afford to. And I don't think Edmonton can afford to do that either.
So just looking here, 1:00 Eastern. Got time for a little afternoon purr there, Dregs? Kind of shut the mill for about 45, hour 15.
No. Boys, I got about a 15-pound loin on the smoker right now.
Wow.
That's what I got. And
they didn't have the big ones?
Huh?
They didn't have the big ones?
Yeah. It's like I can't even, the screen isn't wide enough for how big this chunk of pork is. And it was one of those, I'm not going to brag, but I go to the butcher and they didn't have any on display. And now I'm panicking. It's Super Bowl weekend here. I'm like, well, I got to find one. Like, do you have anything in the back? And he comes out with this slab and he goes, I'll just cut a chunk off that unless you want me to weigh it up and see. I'm like, no. And he goes, it could be expensive. I'm like, it's pork. How expensive can it be? So anyway,
Super Bowl.
Yeah. As we started, it was coming in at about 134, I think, temperature wise. So you pull it at 145. So it's probably right there now. So that's what I got going, man.
Very nice.
Let it cool. It's got to rest. Let it cool. Rest. And then you thinly shave and sandwiches for Super
Are you like
Bowl.
Kramer? Have you got the meat slicer going in the kitchen?
No, but I got a big ass knife that's like a razor blade. That thing will cut through anything. Yeah.
I expect pictures, Dregs. If I can't taste it, I want to see it. So well done. And who you got in the game Sunday? Chiefs?
Eagles. I mean, I appreciate the history and all of that, and chances are I'm going to be wrong. I get that. And I do like the antics of Andy Reid. I do, and I respect Mahomes and all the pieces. I just feel like it's time for change, and there's enough going on. And I'm not a Bills fan, but I'm surrounded by them here.
Yeah.
And I to a degree, I share their misery and see, I can see Rhett there. Yeah. So you guys have been tortured enough. You can't have Kansas City come through and win another one. So go Eagles.
All right, fella.
Go Birds.
Enjoy it. We'll talk to you next week.
Hey, boys, have a good one. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
You betcha, you too. He's a beauty. He's Darren Dreger, TSN Hockey Insider at our Insider on the hotline for Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for all residential plumbing, heating, and cooling services. If you're a barn burner listener, watcher, hot water tank, AC, furnace, whatever it is, discounts and upgrades up to $1,000 in value. Not too shabby, pal. 403-219-4100. Check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com.
Still going to do it again, Rhett, aren't they? They're going to pretend that defense isn't an important need to add and try to win a cup.
The Oilers? That's all I can think about.
Wild.
It's all I can think
forward,
about.
Maybe. And like Dregs isn't saying here's what they should do. He's saying like this is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
How do you not have second pair defensemen as a burn the boats at all costs ad?
I would love to go back to August or July 1st of last year and we could put on our Oilers GM hat and how differently I would approach things.
Summer of Jeff, except that Skinner's awful and now being looked at as a salary dump if he'd waive his no move.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a disaster, those deals, because it put them into the spot to get offer sheeted. And look, Nurse played great. If he looks anything like last year's Nurse, now you have 2 third pairs.
Well, Bouchard hasn't been as good, apparently.
And he's going to get 10+ million in arbitration, and Leon jumps to 14 next year. Like, this is your last best chance.
Skinner.
I don't mind.
Jeff.
Like, when Skinner's hot, he's fine.
No. The others.
Jeff.
Yeah, the other one's a problem. Like, that's how do you lose when you look at what Holloway and Broberg have provided?
Like, if you put Broberg there playing the way he did in the finals, I feel
we got
real.
Victor Arvidsson. Like, he's got 7 goals.
Yeah,
He's 30. What? Like, and they're saying, "Oh, we need a."
But how about one or the other?
Yeah,
not both.
And look, they gave up a first plus to get Henrique last year. Is that not exactly a bottom 6 penalty killing forward?
What would you do with your? It was so dumb.
You could have used that first on a defenseman.
So dumb.
That said, if they gave up a first for Rasmus Ristolainen, would you feel like they addressed their issue?
I like it more than Ty Emberson.
Just pulling him, because I don't really know. You hear about Susie or Ristolainen, and none of those guys jingle my bells.
Alexiak could be a nice fit there, but he plays the left. I think they need a righty for that second pair.
But at some point, though, you have to be able to play both. I mean, point being, they've always focused on the wrong thing.
Yes. They should have 3 or 4 banners. Like, when you have the talent they have at the top, all you need to do is do a middle of the pack GMing job for the bottom half of the roster. It's been awful. It really has. Like, they're burning $25 million on Jack Campbell. Like, nobody thought that was a good idea. You know, the Nurse extension, he shot 20% as a defenseman that year. Like, of course that was unsustainable. Too much money. They might still win a cup, but this should be a dynasty. If they don't, it's one of the greatest miscarriages of like the NHL.
We'll move on. It got me. I was going to talk about this anyway, but Dregs brought it up. Meat. Super Bowl weekend and meat.
You're speaking my language, Dean.
Love language.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to Bonton today or tomorrow.
Both?
Road trip?
Maybe both.
Road trip?
You coming?
Yeah.
I gotta get some.
Careful.
Yeah, buddy. This is when Bonton, we've talked about Bonton for years. They've been with us from day one, going back to the old show and all that. Greg Keller's the best, does so much for the community, gives back and all that. It just so happens that he has the best product in the city, maybe the province, maybe the world, when it comes to smoking, grilling, deep fry, whatever.
All things delicious.
So what? Because here's my move. I need some beef ribs. I'm gonna cook them myself. So I'm gonna get some beef ribs and probably some pork ribs, because when I have one, I just want the other. It's like, oh, they're both so good. And potato salad. I mean,
here's the thing is, I know you're going to do it yourself and you want to do it yourself. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
You could walk in there and walk out with any and all things needed for a very successful Super Bowl party. Game secondary type of Super Bowl party. Nobody's leaving your house talking about the overtime turnover by Mahomes that the Eagles scored on to win the Super Bowl. They're talking about the food that you provided and how great it was.
It's a good point you make, Rhett, because you and I, we enjoy the cooking process. A lot of people don't.
True.
Then don't.
Simplify.
Call Bonton Meats. Get it. Here's what I need for my Super Bowl deal.
Put an order together. You could do the Boomer order.
Yeah, get the Boomer box of grub.
Meat pies.
Oh, right.
Get some meat pies, because some people are going to go, what's this? Well, good sir, there's a meat pie. And probably you should stuff your face or it into your mouth and just get it on your eyes, because it's delicious. So get some meat pies. They've got both types of ribs, the beef and the pork. It's right there. But you know what else they have, Dean?
What's that, buddy?
They got wings. You ever have wings at a Super Bowl party?
Yeah.
Don't F around. Get the wings too. It's right there. It's all the same case.
And and they're real wings. It's not, you're not doing this.
Yeah. No micro wings. We want the real ones, eh?
Yeah. Then you get the potato salad, and don't screw around. I gave this the other day, my order, But you also, some people love sweets, Dean. Get some cheesecakes.
It's true.
Get the cheesecakes.
You're killing me, guys. Starving.
Like, what are we talking about? Oh, you like cheese and sausages and those types of plattery?
Get one of those. Yeah, throw one of those in.
That, please.
It's a good point you make, because you're probably thinking, well, I'm going to have to go here to get the wings, and I got to go here to get the meat, and then I'll go to the bakery to get the... Why?
You could
Why?
even.
Why would you do it? Why would you do it?
Cabbage rolls there. There's pierogies.
Like, you brought up the meat pies. That's another one of those things. When I tell people, so you guys talk about the potato salad all the time. I'm just not a big potato salad guy. Either am I. But you haven't had this potato salad.
I don't sit at home making potato salad on the
I've never made it in my life.
Exactly. So don't kid yourself. Like, it's not a potato salad world we're living in here. This is an exceptional side.
Yeah. And it's the same with the meat pie. I wouldn't think of meat. So what is it? It's like what, chicken pot pie? It doesn't really, I mean, you're in the ballpark, but it's not really it. It's they're small. I'm going to go in there and get a video of because we have all seen it. The apparatus that they use, it's about 500 years old. It looks like some torture device from medieval times.
Beautiful thing. And
they still use it to make the meat pies, which, again, there's no rationale why they are as good as they are, but they are. So why question it? Why worry about it? Just do it.
Call Bon Make your life easy.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's on Sunday. Well, it's not. If they're already pre-cooked, you're going to put them in your oven, low and slow, get them back up to temperature. You put it in Sunday morning. Bon-Ton Meats. Over 20 varieties of in-store made salads, delicious desserts, and of course, our famous in-store made meat pies. Proud to be Calgary and Southern Alberta's Consumer's Choice Award winner for Best Meat and Deli for 24 consecutive years.
That's a lot of years.
A lot of years.
Yeah.
Smitty.
As long as I've been alive.
You know how many years that is? That's a little less than that, right? It's actually the number of years that Bill Belichick's girlfriend's been alive.
And she's lovely. Just like
she seems quite lovely. I haven't met her.
Hell of a gal.
Take her to Bon-Ton. Bill, take your babe to Bon-Ton. There's the next catchphrase. Take your babe to Bon-Ton.
Take your babe to Bon-Ton. AAA Alberta beef. Well, what about pork? Yeah. Locally raised fresh pork. Dregs would be pumped.
Dregs would be in heaven.
Yeah, he'd be pumped. Free range chicken, turkey. Don't sleep on the chicken either. For a long time, I was if we're getting to go out have steaks. Don't sleep on chicken. Don't do it.
Dean.
Yes.
Do you know where I grew up?
I do.
And the name of the person that's my father? The DUG has become a chicken snob, and the DUG special orders from Bon-Ton because it's too damn good.
Province away, still doing it.
Province away. Hey, don't forget. Let's get that order in so we can.
That's another one of those things. Like, I'm not sure. Chicken. That's okay. Have you had good chicken?
Yeah.
Or are you having the stuff that looks all yellow? It's all like,
or this big and it's full of water.
Yeah.
Been a good show so far. Everyone has gotten to talk about their true passions. Did you see Rhett's face light up when he was talking about the meat?
I was going to say Rhett's more pumped than he's been all week.
Yeah.
We snuck it just in time for the Friday show. I'm about the same, to be quite honest.
Well, and you talked about the dogs off the top. That got you all excited.
Puppy dogs.
I got to talk about Zero
Beef
Cups in the McDavid era. I mean, we all are just getting to live out and love our passions on the show today.
You got to talk about footy.
I did, but the no cups for the McDavid era is really
I just worry you're going to jinx it. That's all.
It was close last year.
I know.
At least we didn't come in a Panthers jersey and rub it in and drink beer the next day.
Game 7, hey? Bon-Ton Meat Market, 28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest. We'll see you there. And as Rhett says, and as really everybody says, take your babe to Bon-Ton.
Take your babe to Bon-Ton. Yeah. That's what they say. Can't go anywhere without hearing someone say that.
Take your babe to Bon-Ton. God. Big chunks of bacon in that thing.
Yeah.
I'm having a party. God damn it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm doing it.
I got yesterday. He's like, I don't have any plans. Party time now.
Yeah, I got
Jack,
invited
you want to come to my party?
Yes, I do, Jack.
Jack, you go.
Yes, I do.
Well, you're sick, so you can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I put a little photo in the drive there for you, Jack. Sort of related. Okay. We have a Dreger update.
Oh, he's
so
nice.
Oh.
It must have hit 141. Was that the number you said? 140?
45, I think.
And the head meathead from up at Bonton has also chimed in. Fucking potato salad.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I keep making more of this stuff. Guys, we do great meat.
Yeah. He's like, I've never advertised that we have potato salad. I've never specifically picked out the potato salad individually as something that we do or do well, but yet it's our number one seller.
Greg, it's your fault. If it wasn't the world's best, this wouldn't have happened to you.
Yeah, it's your fault, Greg.
Make shitty potato salad if you don't want to sell it.
A pulled pork with the potato salad. Oh.
So there's your Darren Dreger update.
We need something for scale, like Dregs' hand only getting like a third of the way across it.
Yeah. I just trust Dregs when he says this big slab, as he said the way he put it. Yeah.
I could just cut off the no.
Damn.
That's what you want to do right there.
So Bonton Meats will save and rescue your Super Bowl, your the big game on Sunday. And you know what, boys? I don't want you going thirsty. I don't want you being all, man, it's so delicious. Do I have anything
down
to wash it down? What have I got? Well, there's some tap water, I suppose. You could have some of that. Not really what I'm after. Something that's cold and kind of bubbly as a little bit of a
big game. You need some high-end product.
I do have something to wash it down. Origin Brewing. Look at us. We may not be able to tell you who's going to win. We may not be able to tell you what the Flames should do or anybody else, but when it comes to food and booze,
got it sorted.
We've got it figured out. Origin, they are a 5th generation farming family and decided, you know what? We just happen to be growing some of the best barley in the entire continent. We've got breweries from the US and across Canada coming and saying, we need some of your malt. We need some of your barley because we can't find it. We can't find this quality anywhere else. So it's maybe not convenient for us here in California, but it's what we're going to do because we do want the best. And they said, methinks maybe if it's good for them, should it be good for us? Should we start making some beer? And they did. And now what they do is they keep the best of the crops for themselves. And now they're making the best beer out there. There's the Origin located in Calgary. They got the new tap room, the new brewery set up here. 943 28th Street Northeast. The original is still going strong in Strathmore, 60 Spruce Park Drive. If you walk in with, maybe a couple, you stack them on top, right? 24, 48. I'm not going to limit you. And you got Bonton on one hand, you got Origin beer in the other. You may not even turn the game on. Who gives a shit?
That's just it. Who cares? They're not going to win more than I am right now.
Yeah, you'll be sitting in the kitchen. MVP. Yeah, you'll have barbecue all over yourself, having some delicious beers. What time does the game start? Oh, it's in the third quarter. I kind of even forgot the game was on today.
You and your babe.
That's right. Take your
saucy babe to Bonton.
Take your hoe to Origin. No, I don't know. Ooh. I'll let you guys decide that. Origin Brewing. It is great people, and we'd love the Afterburner Pale Ale and Barn Burner Blonde support, but if it's the Mexican lager or the homegrown or whatever it is, we understand. We understand. I mean, the Pale Ale's really good, though, right?
It's good, yeah.
And the blonde, it's been really good, really good. We'll do we'll go really a deep dive into the old Super Bowl here in a moment with
I thought he was going to say Colorado, and I'm saying,
no, I'm done talking about that one. There's nothing to talk about.
Well, yeah,
there's stuff to talk about, but I feel like we're all in good mood right now.
We got Seattle on Saturday. We got 2 weeks to decompress, really dive in.
Right? We just got talking about Bonton orders, maybe slide by and grab some beers and stuff for the weekend. Yeah, no need to talk about Nathan McKinnon or Cale Makar. Bunch of assholes, those guys, hey?
Jerks.
Friggin' Makar. Calgary guy playing in Colorado. What's your deal, dude?
Yeah, what is the problem? Showing off.
New rink. We'll name it after
somewhere else.
The Makar Dome. Let's go.
Yeah, bring it home. Bring it home.
He's gonna come home.
He's older already than I thought he was.
College guy, and he probably just is about to finish up a 6-year deal or something like that.
Yeah, he's got
older.
Is he 28?
No, he's 26. He'll be 27.
So he'll be 28 when the deal's up, maybe.
Yeah,
29.
making $9 million this year, next year, and the year after.
Peanuts.
Criminal that he's making less than Nurse and Seth Jones.
We saw how it pained you to bring up Nurse. I'm led to believe that Darnell Nurse has actually had a bit of a bounce back season.
Yeah, I mean he's playing like a third pair guy last year, kind of looking more like a closer to a second pair guy this year. Not 9 in a court guy though, ever.
Well, it's not his fault. He paid him. He didn't pay himself.
No, I don't blame him at all. It's again very consistent. I blame all the GMs there for doing a horseshit.
I don't think it's GMs at all. It's your friends. Your friends put you ahead in life, and that's why. Thanks, guys. But when your buddy's McDavid, and he's speaking highly of you, that also that helps. I know you guys have always had my back. So
Connor, you asked for all these guys to get raises. Can we get you to take less? Because you're the best player in the world. You should take less, right?
Yeah.
20 or I'm gone. 20.
It'd be great. He's sitting there in the corner of pretend like it's a newspaper, sitting in the corner of the locker room. Says here the cap's going up, eh?
Like a lot.
Wow, it looks like a lot. It's gonna be curious to see how teams spend all that extra money that they're gonna have. Probably be good if you were up for a deal in a year or two or something like that. Be a really good spot to be in. Oh, hey Stan, how you doing? Yeah, big game tonight. Yeah. I'll give do you want to take a look at the you already know? Okay, good. It's good you know. Glad you know. But I have a feeling he's not going to do it that way. I'll do what's best for the team.
Why are we? I don't know why we're talking.
How's that
about
work
it.
for him so far?
Maybe this is just for fun. Why would, just out of curiosity, if you're McDavid or any of these guys making this kind of money, I don't know what they pay. Let's say it's standard fare with agents. That's 3%. Why?
Yeah, you don't need an agent for this one unless you don't have.
And I'm not.
Have that
there are certain
right,
and I'm not saying there are other things the agent can do and offer this and that, but it's like 3% of.
Well, he may not get that
100 million
Big Mac David McDonald's deal without the agent. You know what I mean?
But the other question I guess I have is how much, like league revenue is going up, great. Right. And this is not a Edmonton. Calgary's in the same boat. If McDavid was in Calgary, it'd be the same question. How much revenue could McDavid drive league wide if he's playing in a bigger market on the East Coast?
Huge amounts. That's why Gretzky left. Huge amounts.
Right? Like,
and to that franchise alone, he's probably worth 20 to 50 million a year years ago. I mean, you look at the tickets they sell, you look at all the jerseys, the playoff revenue. It was a franchise that was a doormat for 10 years. The owner had the lowest winning percentage of the big four sports. Like it was a disaster. It was one of the worst run teams in pro sport. They're now relevant and making huge amounts of money. Their franchise value in Forbes, their revenue has jumped top 5 in the NHL. He's worth hundreds of millions. He's criminally underpaid.
And I'm not saying, not just underpaid, but I'm just saying that
So add the market to bigger and in a place where hockey's less relevant, it's worth even more.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And that's what I mean. I'm talking for the league and not just the individual team or McDavid himself. I'm saying how much it's curious. I'm curious, but it's a terribly boring conversation to try and figure it out. But
he's worth hundreds of millions to other. Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about it either. Putting another photo in there, just again, it's to kind of change the topic of conversation and kind of move on to something that's a little bit more desirable or enjoyable to talk about. You mentioned the meat pies at Bonton. They are under construction as we speak. They've got the medieval torture device going full swing in the back corner.
Torture press.
Yeah, some press for your don't get anything caught in there.
Ah!
Don't get anything caught in there. Don't need it. But yeah, now I know what the answer is, but chicken or beef?
Both.
Yep.
Trick question. Yeah,
I know.
Not fooling us today. Sorry, Dean.
It's a tough one, but at the same time, it's not tough. It's easy.
And I'm not going to just have one, so it actually is both.
You're driving home, and you got those bad boys sitting in the back seat. Although, I mean, that for you, everything sits in the front seat. Keller told
you buckle it up, he talks to it on the way home, puts a hat on it.
So Rhett comes, this is my Greg Keller impression. So Rhett comes in to pick up his order, which is, it's massive, gets his order. And then he gets potato salad and then gets a second potato salad for him to eat on the road home with the other potato salad and the meat. So you need the to-go cup along with the order.
Gonna wait. I live a long ways away.
It's a long way.
Yes.
Yeah. Ring road's helped out a lot, but it's still a haul. It is still a haul for sure.
If you don't do that, you have no potato salad when you get home. I've done that before.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, I know. And then you get in trouble with everybody else. Did you eat all the potato salad?
It's this empty potato salad container. What's going on in here?
So there it is. Meat pies under construction. They know what it is. It's a big weekend. And I know that it may not look, it's like, well, I don't even know what I'm looking at, but that is the delicious beef that goes in. Just think like a delicious stew with melt in your mouth beef, and then buttery goodness of the crust, the flaky crust that goes around.
It's a big weekend, guys. Don't screw it up.
Village Honda presents the Pinder Report. While you're up there, go and grab a Civic.
Anthony will be in very high spirits upon his return from Victoria. He was there last night amongst the thousands that cheered on a team from another city. Is
that right?
Yes.
Maybe get a good deal on a Civic today.
In a great mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat pies, pale ale, CRVs. We got it all figured out for you. Northwest Automall online at villagehonda.com. Yes, the 2025 Civic Hybrid, the winner of the North American Car of the Year. They've got the new hybrid touring CRV. It's in stock now. We've been telling you about the Ridgeline. Quality award-winning vehicles, plenty in the Northwest Automall. And they do present the Pinder Report.
Thank you, Boomer. Good Friday to you, Rhett. Let's surf on over to FlamesNation.ca and see what they're saying about last night's relative ease, extinguishing the Flames.
That sounds good. 2
wins in their last 7. Canucks, meanwhile, 5-1-1. Wolf averaging 3 goals against in his last 5 starts, and they're scoring less than 2.5 goals over their last 7.
That's not great math.
No.
So you're giving up 3 and scoring less than 3.
Yeah, because I took out the Vladar starts. So the last 7, we're giving up 3.5. Yeah. Anyway, we'll keep moving. Frank Seravalli, our NHL insider, he chatted with Craig Conroy in a piece that the audio version is going up this morning, and I believe the video comes out at 1. I'm not sure if that's Eastern or Mountain, but an exclusive one-on-one Frank Baum with Connie.
You've been a manager now for a couple years and you've made a bunch of trades. Is that one of the tougher conversations you've had with Pelche?
For sure. That was the hardest, because I didn't know how he was going to react, and to see the emotion that he had, that I'm human, I felt bad. I have kids, when they're upset and they're not happy, those are the things, it makes me think back. Chris Snow was a big, close friend, and with his passing last year, I know how much he loved Jacob Pelche and his family loved. I mean, there's a lot more to it, but again, my job is to try to do what's right for the team and move forward. And we felt like this was something that could help give us a boost. We're trying to make the playoffs, but even with that, we're trying to build the team for the future. And we really were looking for that center, and to be able to get Joel in the deal also just made a lot of sense for us.
Speaking of Pelche and Kuzmenko, they both on ice today, finally, as immigration paperwork has held them out for 3 games now for the Flyers. How about this for Frost and Farabee? They've had 1 off day, 1 practice, 4 games. Like, welcome to town, play. Other side, they haven't even touched the ice yet.
Play better. Just grinding guys into the ground.
Western wildcard. Let's take a look. The Canucks did need overtime, but did secure 2 points against the lowly Sharks last night. Games played even. They have 1 more regulation win, 2 more points. And what they don't have is probably more important. They don't have the gauntlet the Flames have coming out of the break. We know the Flames will host Seattle on Saturday. They will start their post-Four Nations tournament with a game against the Sharks. And then it's one of the worst road trips you could ever build. First place, Washington. Red hot Tampa. Stanley Cup champion Panthers. Canes, threat to win their division. Flyers, okay, revenge spot for the fellas there, I guess. And finish it off with your 6th game on the road. Just swing through Dallas on the way home from the Southeast Division.
Is there any way they can use time machine technology? Because there would have been a time playing the Capitals, Lightning, Panthers, and Hurricanes. It would have been a breeze, right? Those were at certain points in time not very good teams.
Do we get the Alex Semin Flyers? That's what we need, right?
The Brian Bradley. Yeah. Pre-LeCavalier Lightning, they were not very good.
Yeah.
The Rhett Warner,
they'd
go to the Cup, went to the, in fairness. Hurricanes, the Bates Battaglia, Carolina Hurricanes, that era, right?
Mm. I don't think they have the time machine yet, but they do have 2 weeks to invent it.
Well, shit. Because, as you say, I mean, Caps are tops and Lightning are good and Panthers are real good. And the Canes not playing well, but very good. Flyers are struggling, but,
Emotional one there, end of a road trip.
And the Dallas Stars are quietly just keeping pace with all the top teams, more or less.
They're just kind of quietly out of the way on that trip, too. Like, it's just a little off the beaten track.
Just swing through Dallas on the way home. Just you're already in Philly. It's just right on the way to Nicaragua, then come home. Okay.
Talking with Connie yesterday, we had our winners from our Christmas charity, and the great thanks to the Flames for the tickets for the games last night and everything. And Connie's the best at doing that. So we were in his office there. He's given the full tour. He doesn't shortchange you. And he's so after we've got somebody said, do you travel with the team? Do you go on the road? He's like, well, I have been, but this sort of thing. So just looking here, and he kind of looks at so we've got this, when's the road trip? I'm like, it's right after the break. Yeah. And it's no good. He's like, oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
Oh.
Now, look, if you play well on that trip, I'm ready to say punch a ticket. You can start adding. Interestingly, that road trip ends the day before the trade deadline.
Yeah, they are. And he was saying
after the deadline, I suppose.
Yeah. He was saying they, as a group, will be setting up in Dallas. So that's going to be their hub for trade deadline day.
Dallas on the 6th, trade deadline on the 7th.
So they'll just hang behind. The team will move on and they'll stay and get their work done, whatever that is, buying or selling.
And the interesting other side of this is when they're not playing well, guess what starts coming into closer view in the rearview mirror? Ye old top 10 pick you don't want to give away. They're now 4 points out away from keeping their pick. This really is mucky middle land. You're 2 points in the playoffs, 4 points from keeping your top 10 selection. Weird spot. But
it's the best spot.
Is it?
You can accomplish either.
And your fans are interested. It's not a lost season.
Or neither.
Well, you don't want to finish in the middle, but you can definitely
Shut up,
dance there.
Dean, and your
Sorry, Rhett. Ryan, back to you.
Thanks, Dean. Let's go to the Eastern standings. Man, it's been crazy out there. Ottawa lost back-to-back games to the Tampa Bay Lightning, who've had games in hand on everyone. They've also had a game postponed due to a hurricane. Suddenly, they jump into the 3-hole in the Atlantic. Washington continues to cruise. Look at the cushion they've got. 10 points on the second-best team in the conference, 11 on the next closest in the division. And the two wild cards right now, red-hot Detroit, best record in the league since McClellan took over, 7 in a row. And the Sens are very good, but continue to see Linus Ullmark bend a fingernail and sit
stupid
and up.
Islanders. How are the stupid Islanders climbing up there?
And they're playing better, and Lou is looking to add because he's always looking to make the playoffs and add. He's never been of the mentality to go the other way. Just for you talk about Washington. I looked this morning. That incredible start that Winnipeg had, right? It had them. They're tied now. Top the overall standings for points. Like Washington has totally caught them.
Yeah.
And has played one less game. So winning percentage wise, they're tops in the league.
Also of note, the Rangers with a heated JT Miller. They're lurking, but they're still not that close. If Detroit and Ottawa keep playing this well. So that'll be a fun watch out there. Boston is fascinating because they've been out for so long. Columbus is a feel-good story. Islanders are boring, go away. Tony DeAngelo's been a great ad for them with Dobson out. And the Habs, they got into that wild card for a bit. They've started to sink like a sunset. Credit Tom Cochran.
Boston, start selling.
Anyone want a Zadorov? Slightly used Zadorov. Anyone?
How many years into that too long deal is he in? Oh,
almost one.
Year.
Almost 1 year into it.
There might not be a worse scenario in the league
than Boston.
Yeah,
they miss. Yeah,
you've just went to market and added big name free agents, big money free agents, and in the first season you miss the playoffs.
Well, and then you add in the factor that, like, okay, if you do miss, what's Marchand saying? Because he still doesn't have a deal for next year.
Marchand doesn't look like he's happy to be a Bruin right now, which is
no one's happy being a Bruin.
I'm not watching him that closely, but just the games you have saw, does it look like he's still?
The only thing I feel like you see out of Marchand is he's either having to dispute reports about him signing a deal or being at odds with a teammate, or so the Swayman thing. How's that? Guys, I don't know. It's there. It's not been a good week, a good year for Marchand. Come to Calgary, Brad.
Yeah, come on, Brad. Bring it home.
Come on home.
Can play with Pospisil.
Come home to Calgary, which is your home.
Real quick, Detroit, I told you they're hot. Here's the latest from last night, the stat that proves it. I wouldn't just be lying to you guys. 7 straight. Also, no team better record, 15-4-1. So what's changed? Well, basically they're getting saves. They're playing much better in all facets. Well done. Thank you, Mike.
But if I don't believe you, why should I believe?
Well, Mike's got a check mark. I don't.
Michael.
Michael Motorcycle.
It's that Derek Lalonde.
Actually, I was giggling to myself when we were talking to Dregs in Detroit. I was like, how do you feel when the team does respond that positively after your dismissal?
And in no time flat. Just
they lost the first game and then 7 in a row.
I can't believe Stevie Y would do this, firing a coach on Boxing Day. What a heartless bastard. I mean, really, do you think that a coach is going to change the fortunes of Detroit? They're built poorly and the whole design is...
Well, it looks good.
Would it seem like maybe the timing was right for a coaching change? Stevie Y clearly has a good grasp and a good feel on his team.
Yeah. Should have fired the Penguins sooner.
I'm sure Lalonde's just sitting on a beach chair ignoring all the NHL.
You turn off the Wi-Fi, Lalonde. Just enjoy the sun. Hey?
Curses! Foiled!
Batman!
I'll get you, Batman!
Crosby's hurt, fellas. He's skating. This is not ideal for Team Canada, nor the guy that I probably looks forward to wearing the Maple Leaf more than most, given the Penguins suck, and his nickname's been Captain Canada. We'll see if he's ready to go. Pardon me?
I thought that was Ryan Smith, wasn't he? Captain Canada?
I mean, whatever. I'm calling him golden goal guy.
Back to you.
Back to me, guys. I've got some 1996 World Cup of Hockey highlights, but I've already talked about them, so we can just keep moving on. It was quite good. Let's do that again sometime. Tonight's games. What do we got, Jack? Oh, Penguino Rangers. Okay. Islanders Jets. Yeah.
Do you say just because of Jack, or because that doesn't interest me at all?
JT Miller and the Rangers trying to get back into it. It's the only thing.
Well, they're going to shit pump the Penguins.
I hope so. Preds and Blackhawks, avert your eyes. Avs, second half of a back-to-back up in the City of Champions, where they'll be trying to hang their 6th consecutive Stanley Cup banner this year. Isn't that right, Daryl, in the comments? They've won so many with 2 MVPs on their team, no less. 6 cups in a row. They're eyeing their 7th this year. And Dallas and the LA Kings tonight. Okay. NFL, they do awards. They had a big awards gala last night. Now, if there's one thing we love, it's athletes talking off of teleprompters at award shows. Why watch them play sports when you could watch them try to read off teleprompters at award shows? Here's Justin Jefferson, Jets.
What's up? Playing wide receiver in the NFL is a dream job. But playing the position in Minnesota, it means something a little extra. Oh, I'm sorry. Because of the tradition and excellence we've got going on there.
Oh.
The prompter, I'm sorry, guys, but the prompter.
Oh, dear. Turn it up, Jack.
All right, that's good right there. We're going to start it over. Playing wide receiver in the NFL is a dream job.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Almost as good as being on the awards show.
He's got a lot of drip.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a lot of drip.
Now, did you see the thing on him, wide receiver, that program? He was one of the guys that keyed in on him. And
yes.
Because he's a quieter guy, but when he gets into receiver mode, that's when he gears up with the jewelry, and he really starts to get a little more flamboyant.
Yeah, Jetta. When he turns into Jetta,
sure,
he transforms, kind of like Derek Lalonde. Arr, Batman! Hey, you win this time, Batman!
I said no salted rib on my margarita. Let's get to the actual awards, because there were some. We're going to scroll through some, because there's some great stories in the NFL this year, Rhett, including, how about this, Jane Daniels. What a season he had at quarterback. Washington. So Shocker. Good. Offensive Rookie of the Year. No surprise. He had that thing locked up in week 6. Jared Verse was sensational. So you're just saying you're going to lose Aaron Donald, then immediately draft the next one? Must be fun. Saquon, Offensive Player of the Year. Yeah, that makes sense. Defensive Player of the Year, Pat Surtain II. He's amazing. Shutdown guy. Joe Burrow, Comeback Player of the Year. Sure. Yeah. Okay. I guess he got hurt last year. Coach of the Year, O'Connell. Yeah, he was real good. Real good. And then what do we got here? Yeah, the Walter Payton Man of the Year, Eric Armstead. Some great work in Jacksonville. Look at MVP. Hey, Retro. Good for him. Now, there's some other awards, too, that I wasn't familiar with. Let's scroll through some more here. We've got the Play of the Year was Deshaun Watson's Achilles tear. The Moment of the Year. I didn't see that one coming. Jeez.
It's harsh.
And the Shouldn't Have Come Back Player of the Year, Kirk Cousins.
Don't tell Kirk that.
I got paid nicely, but yeah, if you're the Falcons, you draft the quarterback, you should have done it. Sorry.
Congratulations on the MVP award there, Retro.
Thank you.
Proving the season is over.
There's a lot of data out there that suggests that maybe it should have been Lamar. There's a lot of numbers that were in his favor, but he's a very deserving one.
Because Allen's were shitty numbers.
You know what
they
I
were
say?
good. And you know what? It's very very heartwarming. On the Buffalo Bills social media, they kind of showed the work. That's not, MVP's not about being a good guy. It's a lot of good guys, but this is a very good guy.
Yes.
Donates a lot of money, has the children's hospital in his mother's name in Buffalo, and they have all the kids. It's very touching. I would rather, it's a little long to show here. I don't want to show our soft and, our soft insides,
sensitive underbelly,
our emotions. Yeah. But do go and check that out. It's very touching.
Also, he disagreed with Rhett on one thing, which is interesting because Rhett played, said he's engaged. This is going to screw him up. He said he couldn't do this without Haley Stanfield, his incredibly wonderful fiance.
I'm happy for him.
I'll take that back, Rhett? Or? Or is it because he's not married? Once he's married, then the bad comes.
Well, it didn't win the Super Bowl. Maybe he was single.
Stupid Haley Stanfield. Here are your odds for the big game. Rhett, avert your eyes. There is a football game this weekend. The line is at 1. The over-under at 48.5. It is pretty damn close. All at Super Bowls is 1 point. Okay. Gonna be a gooder. How do you find out who wins?
I hope it's going to be a gooder because across the
rankings, right?
In the playoffs, these playoffs, we get excited for it. They have not been all that captivating. They've been lopsided. Let's have a game, everybody. Let's have a game.
If I told you there was a method that's worked 75% effectiveness on predicting the Super Bowl winner, would you want to hear about it over the last 20 some years?
75% of the time it works every time.
Well, let's get back to the Egg Bowl.
All right, here we go. It is our annual Egg Bowl. Who's going to win? We've got eggs in the microwave. Whichever one breaks first is the loser.
That's right. Our eggs have predicted 75% accuracy over the last 24 years. Wow. Guys, what is the situation looking like?
We are ready. We've got both the eggs in there. Garrett, as always, did a fantastic job, and we're ready to go.
Light her up.
Nothing says Super Bowl like blowing up eggs in a microwave.
That's right.
And here we go. Last year was around the 20-second, 25-second mark.
Yeah, it really varies.
Again, 18 correct, 6 incorrect over the last 24 Super Bowls.
Haven't heard anything yet.
This is almost unprecedented.
Starting to get dramatic. Kansas City, Philadelphia, the Egg Bowl.
Okay, hang on. Don't call it.
Ew!
Oh, I see smoke.
I can smell it in here already.
The one that blew up is Philadelphia, which means Kansas City will win
Mahomes
the Super Bowl. And
unbelievable.
They got to move the lines now at 365. All of a sudden, it's 5.5 for KC.
Wow.
I changed
25% chance of winning now.
No.
Don't like it at all. Jack, you like Guinness?
Yes, I do.
You're going to Ireland, buddy, because the Steelers are going next year too. Look at this. Dublin.
Oh, boy. This would be the trip of a lifetime. I don't know if I'd make it home alive.
That'd be a
challenge yourself, Jack. Challenge yourself.
Rhett, take Jack to Dublin. Take him to Dublin.
Rhett, Rhodey?
Off to Croke Park.
You know what? I got some loser family members that cheer for the Steelers, and they might want to go. This might work.
Would you want to hang with those loser family members?
No Russ.
Would I want to?
Eh?
Yeah.
Oh well, I don't care. I'm in Dublin watching football.
That's true. Great. There's lots of people in this stadium. Yeah. You can get separate
go
seats.
To Dublin. Did you go to the game? He was on in a pub.
I was at the Guinness Brewery. Yeah. Let's move to Calgary FC. They were in action in Victoria yesterday, in Langford, to be specific, against Mexican Giants, Pumas, who play in Mexico City, Dean, which is a city in Mexico. Mexico City, Mexico.
Weird.
1-1 late Thursday in Mexico City, the second leg. They have a 2-1 lead. Away goals is your tiebreaker. Should be fun next Thursday. Let's go, Cavs!
Can I just say, just as a casual observation, it's your report.
Yeah.
It's not up to me. 3 goals were scored, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like soccer, you could probably play them all.
Probably play them all.
There were two other goals in that highlight pack.
I did have the game tying goal as well, but they're longer highlights. Yes, and I think Jack did net it on the fly there. We had both goals.
All right, sorry.
It was Charlie Trafford, Mason's cousin, that scored the tying goal in the second half. Excellent effort. First time a CPL side's ever beat a League MX team. Let's get some real sports.
Gonna miss Tommy. GoFundMe. Let's go. We gotta keep Tommy.
Tommy fundraisers. We're doing every Friday. Meet Rhett.
Like that.
Yeah. You ever been to Dubai, Rhett? Because they got all these crazy sports. They're doing all these combat sports. They got F1 races. They got
I'm trying to make my way over to Dubai.
Yeah. Well, because I heard you were competing in this. This is the jetpack racing that you were raving about.
Oh, I love this.
Like, here we are in 2025.
This is real. This is not AI.
This is actually happening. We've got the technology. Look at this.
Yo. What the fuck, bro? Dude.
Imagine coming out of a coma and being like, we can do this?
Is that Jack in real time?
Jack is high as a kite.
What the fuck?
Oh, man, that's crazy. People are starting these trick shots to go viral. Let's check out this trick shot. You'll like it, Dean, because it involves a dog. In fact, maybe even two. Roof. Bounce. Dog. And then, that's
of course, it's the golden retriever.
Whack.
It's supposed to go in the hoop.
Dummy, the hoop.
Buddy.
Come on. We did find your dream job when you walk away on us one day or shoot up the place, whatever it is. This will be the job that you'll be looking for next. We'll do our best to get you a resume. This is a doggy daycare with a pool. You have swim time once a week.
Oh, are they pumped? Let's
Look
go.
at the fellas.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh god. And there's even balls in here. Oh,
there's more toys than dogs. This is unbelievable. Look at this team.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
That's your dream job right there.
I feel like hey.
Got some troubling video of Jack surfaced and sent in. He's at the mall. Looks like he's in the bag a bit. I don't know what the story
Care
is.
yourself.
Jack's in the maroon jacket here. He's leaning real hard on the handrail of this escalator. And, look at the time, too. 11:45. Yeah, this is late at night, Jack. No. Oh, come on. Up you get, big guy.
Just stay down. Just stay down.
Oh, he's got the head cold, too. This is tough. Oh, yeah, just stay right there. No, stay there. Come on.
Hey, don't move. Starfish.
No. Oh, Jack. No. Oh, those are sharp, too. Those metal endings.
Sharp, yeah.
Jeez. Jack, you okay?
Is this ever going to end?
I mean, we could roll the rest of the show, but that's probably.
Yeah, can we be done by about 11:45? Boom! Yeah. I got a big day.
And we got drive to the rural Alberta. Here we go.
Sorry, I've 5 fucking reads left.
Got some parkour to do. Let's do some parkour.
Yeah, let's do that.
Need some parkour. Don't mess around. This one's
bets to do.
It's
still going. The video just ended, by the way. Yeah.
I don't like this. Again, Rhett. Risk reward. Don't do that in Philly where they grease the poles, right, Dean?
Once you're out on that ledge there, is there any getting back anyway? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, you've committed to it, I feel like.
Do you guys remember when your first child was on the way? How exciting a time that was? Beautiful, caring wife is pregnant. Your first child nearly arriving.
Hey, how'd it go?
Good. Doctor says she's about 6.5 pounds.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Haven't you gained 50?
Exciting times.
Hey. The math doesn't add up, in fairness.
Let's go right to 99. We'll close the day. Bad weather in town. No one likes bad weather.
What about there's a hippo?
Yeah, hippos. We're going to move it to Monday. Big hippo can wait. Soup weather. Right, Jack?
Oh, I'm going to puke. Right? This is what it's going to be?
Soup. Come on.
You're going to make me
soup
throw up. Yeah.
Worm soup. You can see them wiggling, Dean. Look at them go.
No, I can't see them wiggling.
Well, let's take a quick look. You know why?
Nope. Thanks anyway. Anywho.
Did he get that at Bonton?
Village Hall?
I don't think so.
Nobody's eating that.
Oh, it's a delicacy, right?
I don't believe it is. I think it's
It said so on the internet. What do you mean?
Village Honda. Car and Driver magazine once again has ranked the Honda Accord #1 in the mid-size sedan segment. This is not surprising. Seeing gross videos and that the Honda Accord is #1, zero shock.
Right.
Honda debuted more new features and improvements in the 2025 edition of the Accord, which was already tremendous. Just keeps getting better and better.
You're welcome.
Be the same.
Boomer.
VillageHonda.com on it's in that Northwest Auto Mall when you're picking up your meat pies. grab a cord.
Get the car first, and then head over and fill it up.
Yeah, you can enjoy that new meat pie smell.
Yeah,
in your Accord on the way home.
Actually, maybe the opposite way, because if you're trading in, you might want that delicious Bon-Ton aroma in your old
get
rig.
you a little extra dough on your trade.
I'll offer you more. Yeah,
it smells very good in here. Yeah, I take care of it. Yeah. The Service Big Share Contest is back. It's in full swing, and it's a chance for you to win $1 million just by saving money. Thank you, Service Credit Union. Anybody can enter. Becoming a member starts saving some cash with Service. Every $500 saved gives you 5 entries into the Big Share Contest. It all ends April 30th, 2025. That's the bad news, but the good news is it's February. You got lots of time to set up your new account and start saving. Skill test required. For rules, visit service.ca/win. Set up your paycheck for automatic deposit into your Service account. Bonus entries. Get into a registered account like a TFSA or RRSP. It's that time of year. They tell me. It's people that are smart with their money. This is when you can do that sort of thing.
Apparently, yeah.
So be smart. Get over to Service Credit Union and get involved with the Big Share Contest for your chance to win $1 million. Service.ca/win. Yep. $1 million. So what did you do? Like, how did you buy and sell a company, or what did you? No, I just kind of set up a bank account and
just did some saving.
Did some kind of few smart things with that money, like save it and not blow it. Wow.
Pretty smart.
That's decent. Decent. All right. Let's talk football. It's going to be a big weekend for Bet365, our partners, the official gaming partner of Barn Burner and Afterburner. If you haven't opened things up yet, we've been telling you about it. The promo code is Nation, and there is a ton, because I know you probably go, and there's the whole huge range of markets and all that, but specifically because of what's going on this weekend, they have really stepped their game up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The big game, Chiefs, Eagles. So you're going to go, yeah, I think the Eagles are going to win, so I'll take that. There's props and parlay. It's hard to stop once you get started, but that's the thing. Be responsible.
Have some fun.
Have some fun. Don't get crazy with it.
Apparently, the heads tails bet is the most popular ever. That's the one everyone loves. Yeah.
Yeah, they love it. I'll start in no particular order. Just grabbed a few. Feels like Jalen Hurts to score a touchdown. There's going to be a tush push, I feel, and he's the guy.
Sure. Yeah.
Kareem Hunt he's old, but they still use him a ton.
Kareem.
Patrick Mahomes under 252.5. He has a tendency to put up touchdowns, but does so very in economic fashion. I'm going to take the under on the 252. And everybody's talking about Saquon. I think you could get 110 rushing yards and still have a very good day. I'm going to take the under just because I feel like that will be the focus. If AJ Brown and
Devonta Smith
and
Dallas
if they can beat us, okay, we'll take our chances. But we need to shut down Saquon Barkley. Easier said than done, but I'll take the under on the 112.5 rushing yards. And I'm not going to bet against Mahomes until Mahomes screws you. So the spread is -1. The money line, obviously, even up. I'm going to take the Chiefs. I know that hurts everyone in the room, and I'm sorry, but
we needed you. If you were all on the Eagles, it wouldn't have happened. So again, thank you for being the villain.
You're welcome.
We talked to the Rash Madani yesterday. We love Dallas Goedert in this game. I'm getting real greedy. 2 touchdowns or more, plus 5,000, 50 to 1. $2 turns into 100. Let's go, Dallas Goedert.
All right. And Retro, you've been pumping out bets all week. You got the octopus the other day.
Yeah.
Anyone else on the board? Any other?
Yeah.
To score a touchdown or lead the game in rush yards or whatever it was.
I thought I had Goddard with 60+ yards and.
Well, you may have, because Ryan has 2 or more touchdowns at plus 5,000. I wonder if maybe just the screen grab doesn't show the other.
Yeah, he's got a parlay written
You
there.
parlayed that up with one other bet, which would be the 60+ yards to get you to plus 6,000.
Jeez.
All on Arash's word.
Yeah, just
got fun bets.
Send him a
I
bill.
got big units on the Eagles winning. I've got Octopus. I just won the MVP. Like, I'm rolling right now.
You are rolling.
He is rolling.
You are rolling.
Killing it.
And it's one of the things I don't really care who wins. I'm not an Eagles guy. I'm not a Chiefs guy. Whatever. There's nothing like Bet365 to get your juices going. Woo! And it doesn't take a lot. I've got $5 on the coin flip. Let's go heads. Heads.
We should do one. What are we doing for coin flip?
Ooh. Gatorade color. What do we?
Team bet for pizza. We'll put the money in the pot. Everyone's in for $5.
I feel like heads is due. Got to be honest. I'm trying to actually have a conversation with this.
What they say the tails never fails, though. Isn't that how that saying goes?
No. There's actually heads. There's a slight increase.
Yeah. Do we have any exploding egg videos for heads or tails?
Heads or tails? Son of a.
No, they just do the team names. Yeah.
Okay.
Jack, are you heads or tails? Rhett and I are heads. You and Dean can be tails. Pizza bet.
Sure.
This is a very good comment here. Flip a coin to decide.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to do it.
That's a good idea.
I don't have a coin anywhere in my house.
A coin on them. Coin?
Yeah.
Change.
Damn it.
Change.
So now how do we decide what?
I have the history here. It's tails 30 times and heads 28 times.
Yeah, heads is due. Like I was saying. Do you not hear me just say that, Jack?
What did you say? Heads is
due.
Heads is due. He said it. I heard him.
30.
They've only got 28 of the last 58. They're due.
Is there anything else we can flip?
I'm looking for a coin.
Flip a pen. Flip your
Jack,
back.
you got any funky bets that we should do?
I've got a memory card. With that.
No.
I've got a.
What do you got, Jack?
I've got nothing right now. I've made bets and then I just keep cashing them out. I can't make up my mind.
We've got a battery type thing that's kind of like a coin.
No, it's not. It's rounded edge on one side, square on the other. It's not fair. Heavier. If you don't have a coin, you don't have a coin.
That's fine. Ryan's got to go.
I'm fine with heads. If guys are feeling heads, I'll be fine with heads.
Do we want to be on the same page or we're doing a pizza bet? Because if it's a pizza bet and we're all
It's not
right.
a pizza. We're gonna. I'll place the bet in my app. And if we win, we take that money and put it towards pizza that Jack owes us.
Done.
Interesting. Yeah.
Love it.
Jack just nods.
I love it.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Heads?
Heads.
See, and that, like I was just saying, now all of a sudden we goof, and it's goofy, but we are in on the coin toss.
Hang on, the
Let's
answer's
go
almost done.
heads.
Coin toss is coming up. Hurry, coin toss, kids.
Right? Thank you, Bet365. Thank you.
Look what you did.
So good.
Well, it's gonna be tough if we come in and there's no pizza and tails hits.
Oh, friggin' tails. And we knew going in that it never fails, yet we took heads. Be sad. How much pizza are we talking now?
Yeah, how big is it?
Anyway, get the app if you haven't already, and I'm telling you, you're going to be in there a while. It's a rabbit hole. They got Swifty bets and all kinds of things and parlay. It's the
What
best.
songs Kendrick Lamar gonna sing first? You got everything in there.
Yeah, you hear it all the time. Oh, you're going to do the prop bets, and it sounds like it's corny, and it is, but it's fun. You sit down with the people. You know what? If you're hosting your party, you could print out a little sheet, and everybody kind of throws.
Yeah.
Have a good time with it. Enjoy it. You deserve it. Bet365, world's largest sports betting platform. Also, if you're sitting around on Sunday, and chances are with the weather outside, it won't necessarily be a big problem, but you're having your beverage, your cold beverage. It's like, oh, this one's got warm already.
Oh no. What that?
Are you not using a Yeti? They've got the can sleeves, not a soft little koozie deal, like the hard-sided for the regular size can. And they've also got the smaller one, think like the more narrow ones. They've got those as well, which again is not surprising because Yeti's got it all.
Dean, tea gift. at a golf tournament last year. One of those. They are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's 30 degrees. You're like, do I have to funnel this? Like, come on now. Keeps cold. Unbelievable.
They're great. They are great. Yeti.ca is the website. Hashtag crave the cold. Hashtag built for the wild. They've got the new barware out, the cocktail shaker. Maybe you need a dirty martini at the half. Done. The Camino carry-all tote bag. Everything you need. It's durable. You're going to your party. I got to put my... I'm not using red solos, so because I got my Yeti, so that's in there, and I've got some drinks.
7-layer dip in there.
That's right. Yeah.
Chips.
Use your Camino carry-all tote bag. Oh man, the dip, it's spilt in here. Run it under the tap, hose it down. It's what it's built to be. Awesome. Yeti.ca. And when you're not feeling on Monday, when you're not feeling so great, say, I could use something. I didn't eat very well and had a little too much. Maybe you need a little booster juice in your life. Hey, some vitamins, some protein, get some good.
Mondays can be a good day for that, yeah.
Get some good stuff back in you.
Yeah.
Refuel, refresh, re-energize. Use the Booster Rewards app to earn points as you're doing so. That app, Berry Points. Nutritious smoothies, drinks, and food will get you through the day. A little bit of booster juice.
Monday, yeah. See you there.
Yeah.
Day off?
After the pizza, we'll go for booster juice.
What do you think about because there's people say, why don't you move the Super Bowl to Saturday so then no one has to work the day after? Because it stinks when you go and you have a bunch of people, or you have a whole big fun time, you're doing your Super Bowl, and then, well, we better shut her down because we all got to be up for work the next day.
You know what's never happened in this country of America? Anyone uttering those stupid words that just came out of your mouth.
Sounds like something a Canadian would say, doesn't it, Rhett?
It sure does.
Yeah.
It's called the Super Bowl, and it's going to be super, and I don't give up what I got to do tomorrow.
All right.
Well said.
I think it might be people that put more effort into their job than us, though.
Who?
Or more booze into their liver.
We're going to need an explanation of who these people pretend they are.
Work harder than Rhett?
There might be men, women, with hard hats. They're outside doing manual labor.
No, they have harder jobs. They don't work hard.
Oh, I see.
They have harder hats.
Yeah. Everyone's a faker, Dean.
So just to kind of bring it up, no one works harder than us.
Correct. That's the takeaway you should have.
They might fake it and lie, but no.
Maybe we should take the day off. We've been working.
Ours is very clear. We're not pandering to anyone. We're not trying to improve.
Yeah. Enjoy the game. Get your Origin beers. Get your Bon-Ton meats.
Be responsible with Bet.
Be responsible with your Bet365. It's very good of you. Yeah. And then when you win big, Valentine's Day next week, you're going to need to make a trip over to Vina Nova to get the lab grown.
And set the what's the word I'm looking for? So what you want to do is you want to maybe mention to the boss that
I don't think I'm doing anything for Super Bowl. I'm not feeling great.
God, something.
Yeah.
Do I have something coming? Has there been something going around the office?
Yeah.
Just
Does anybody have a lodging?
Any tea?
Just be right at the gargling salt water.
Yeah.
Something might be coming. I don't know.
Is there any tea in the coffee room? Gosh, terrible timing. Super Bowl. I was really hoping to. I'm probably not going to do anything the way I'm feeling right now.
And then you're not there Monday. So good.
Well, he wasn't. He wasn't feeling good Friday. That's true.
He didn't look good Friday. I'll tell you that. He looked really rough.
That's right.
Shitty timing too, because
I don't watch coming in.
You know how much he loves that too. That sucks for him.
Fucking Warner, you've got it all figured out.
Jack's doing this to us this week.
The important things in life, just ask.
Yeah, Jack put 5 days into this whole shtick.
He's totally bought into the bit.
Well, we won't see you Monday, Jack. Appreciate it.
Jack.
Yeah, everybody.
Hey, we got to get to some super chats quick.
Oh, all right, the super chat. Oh, where's my horn? I got to get my horn. There it is. Super chats. If you're in the YouTube chat, you put a message in. We will show it on the show and then take the money that you have sent over and we will donate it on your behalf to the Youth Centers of Calgary. There's Handsome Dan. He has been putting money in for Wolf victories and or shutouts. Not a Wolf win, but it's a National Numbers Day. We usually focus on food, like if it's popcorn day or whatever. But are you ready? 8 Yeah, you like that? How about this one? 43.7. Is that doing it for you? Ready for the big one? 1 million. Ooh, baby. Service knows. Look at that. A donation of $20 plus a little tie into a sponsor service credit union.
That's going to get you red.
Oh, boy, Dan.
Thank
well
you, Dan.
done. Thank
Handsome
you, Dan.
Dan, indeed.
Handsome Dan. And then there's Mace. $2. Rhett's top 5 meets to smoke. I'm a child. Top 5 things that you'll put on a smoker. Meat products.
Worded much better. Thank you, Dean.
You can do the pulled pork. 5? I'm having a hard time with 5 because I don't do
brisket.
5.
Brisket.
I know brisket. That was going to be my
one.
number 1 because that's what I
one.
love the most.
Pulled pork.
Pork butt.
Yeah.
He said a sirloin, which I've never done.
I mean, good take Dreger's word. He's an insider.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about no, you wouldn't. It's a bit of a stumper, Mace.
Rhett's top 3. Brought to you by Bonton.
Well, you've
full brisket or half a brisket.
Half brisket, number 2. Full brisket, number 1.
Yeah.
Chicken.
I've never
done.
I'm trying to think if I have. So I can put it on there, but are the things that I do or things that I would enjoy?
Ribs.
Oh, ribs could be good.
Yeah, ribs could go.
You guys aren't asking me what I smoke on my smoker that I won that year at the old place when I won the hockey.
Right, yeah, because
you got to weigh in on
that thing.
I'm still waiting for the smoker, but yeah.
Well, you don't work there anymore. You should be able to get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to talk some Cloud Law about that one.
Yeah, I feel like there's a statute of limitations that
Maybe
come and gone. Some sausage is being recommended.
Oh, sausage would be good.
Yeah, sausage would be good.
Yeah.
Can you smoke like lamb?
I'm sure
is
you
that
could.
a thing? I
don't know.
googled because I
feel like
the things I smoke are ribs and brisket, mostly brisket, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then I kind of after that I can't be out by the smoker every day.
Yeah, smarten up, Mace.
Come on, Mace. $2 for that. Painful.
You know what, Mace? I want to know your top 5 too. Spin it around on you.
Sit and wait for that text to come in, or
no?
All right,
no, that's
I don't want to know that badly.
When Rhett's sick on Monday, we'll read that for him for the top 5.
Yeah.
Shitty part about this gig though is being sick. I'm home.
You can still do it from home.
Shit.
Or come in like Jack, and then people yell at you to go home.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the game. We're back Monday, and get ready. Four Nations Face-Off week.
So good.
Man, we have got so much planned.
Did they get jerseys for us?
Oh, so many. Got the whole team.
For us?
Well, when we do our report, because we're going to do the deep dive.
Right, yeah.
On those teams.
Yeah, well, I did see that there's going to be some Nation Network daily face-off coverage.
That's right.
For that next week.
Did they ask us to?
They did. Boom said no, and I said, Dean, it's Montreal and Boston. Shut up.
That is exactly how that went.
Is there any Flames going to be on? You're like, what do you mean Flames? It's Team Canada.
Is there any appetite for you guys to go and cover the Four Nations? Not really.
Lockstep as always.
Sorry, Ryan.
You were just Jasper together. You don't want to do that.
We spent a lot of time together. A little too much.
Thought you were going to Chicago. You were too busy. Chicago was on.
That's next weekend. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Might still go.
Don't.
You're not.
Okay. That'll do it. See you, buddies.